Live from Nancy Churchman Samhain Field in Wilmington, Delaware, CSI Sportsnet welcomes you into audio-only coverage of today's men's soccer matchup between the College of Staten Island Dolphins and the Goldey-Beacom College Lightning. Dolphins continue a string, or I should say open a string of non-conference games as the Dolphins take on the Lightning here on the road. CSI last in action over the weekend at D'Youville University. That wrapped up a stretch of conference matches that included a game against St. Thomas Aquinas College, which the Dolphins lost, followed by a second loss at D'Youville over the weekend. Dolphins have 4 conference games remaining on their schedule. We'll talk a bit more about that as the broadcast progresses, as we're just about set for kickoff here in Wilmington. The Lightning will kick off. They are attacking from left to right. The Dolphins attacking right to left. CSI in their Columbia blue uniforms today, and the Lightning wearing what I would consider light gold uniforms with navy socks here this afternoon. The Dolphins in Columbia blue top to bottom as we are underway from Goldey-Beacom College. I'll get you the starters for both teams in just a moment. As the ball bounces around in the midfield off the start, controlled by Goldey-Beacom. Starters for the Lightning in numerical order: Yassine, Nelson, Jensen, Granado, Muhair, Ogunfadibo, Ball, Bugal, Magisha, Porto, and Romero. For the Dolphins, Torres, Asensio, Cueva, Beaton, Arslan, Mesrar, Lopez, Amara, Chimini, Tawaya, Atanga, and in goal, Romero Astacio. We haven't seen Romero Astacio in goal for the Dolphins in quite some time. Lucas Schelling has gotten the bulk of the goalkeeping duties for Staten Island this year. Dolphins do possess in the midfield, working out of some traffic. Arslan with a strong touch toward the sideline keeps it as he weaves between 3 Lightning markers, looking to play a man through, and he does into the 18. Amara initially couldn't control it, leaped over a challenge and did get it onto his foot again. But the Lightning work it back into the midfield, dispossessing Amara. And Bader Mesrar takes it right back for CSI as he circles back toward the midfield stripe. Looking to turn up field, he was defended well by Ogunfadibo, and the Dolphins are forced to reset. This is our 3rd road match that we've covered this year here on Sportsnet. The first came at American International in Springfield. Our coverage then took us to Sparkill, where the Dolphins took on St. Thomas Aquinas. D'Youville was a possibility, but with a swim meet the same day, that plan fell through. Should the game have any playoff implications, we will be at Damon University on the final day of the regular season. That is what I expect to be the extent of our road coverage the rest of the way. Any changes will be posted to our YouTube playlist, which features all of our scheduled road games, as the Dolphins, with the ball played through up the far side, worked into the attacking third. But a very strong sliding tackle by Granado kept the ball away from CSI. That was Fomba Amara making a run up that far side. That ball was sent out. It appeared down around the corner, but the Dolphins will throw in from a bit further up the pitch. And Ty Torres, as we know, is a threat on the long throw. He sends it into the box. Beaton tried to volley it up over his head, and it rebounded back into the midfield, controlled by the Dolphins. Cross from Torres. And it's over Arslan, who was looking for the header, cleared away by Nelson. Ball with Goldey-Beacom now in the midfield. Ogunfadibo right along the midfield stripe, looking for somewhere to go with it. Short pass over to Magisha. Ball back on the foot of Jensen as they work it toward the opposite sideline. Granado plays it to the midfield. Lightning once again circling back toward their own end before sending it up the pitch. Ogunfadibo there waiting on the edge of the attacking third. He was met by Chimini as the ball rolls all the way down toward the corner. I believe it rebounded off the fence on the way down there. And much like the Dolphins had moments ago, the Lightning will have a chance to throw from the attacking third. Dolphins look to play their throw long into the 18. The Lightning throw a bit shorter. Dolphins with a chance to clear, send it skyward into the midfield. It's headed back the other way by Goldey-Beacom, volleyed a second time and controlled by the Lightning. Cimini with a sliding tackle sent it over the sideline. Nelson will throw. Nelson's throw is short one. Magisha plays it back into the midfield onto the foot of Granato. He works it toward the far side. Dolphins converge there as it ends up back with Granato. Jamel Yassin in goal, getting a touch there as he plays it across midfield onto the foot of Nelson. Ball played through. Chance here for the Lightning. Cross in front, headed away by the Dolphins. Pugal had a chance on the cross, nobody home. Put it toward goal. Easily headed away by the Dolphins as the Lightning look to build an attack once again. Chance to cross a second time. Cimini there defending against ball right along the touchline. And Cimini with another sliding tackle was able to clear it away as the Lightning commit a foul. Dolphins earn a free kick in their own end. But that should slow down the pressure being put on them by the Lightning attack. So for the Dolphins, a stretch of 3 conference matches came to an end on Saturday. Dolphins tie against Malloy at home, lose on the road against Stack and Dieuville. This match, a 1-match break from conference play for the Dolphins. Women's soccer in the midst of a 3-game non-conference stretch. But after this, it's right back to ECC play 9 days from now, and the Dolphins will play exclusively conference matches the rest of the way. Queens, UDC, Mercy, and Damon on the schedule for CSI the rest of the way. And a ball played through, finds Arslan, strong touch, and he does not get a shot off. It's loose. The Dolphins control. The net is empty. 2 defenders there, but a foul was called back in the midfield, I believe. I did not see the flag up for offsides. Possible I missed it, but I don't think so. And I think an advantage may have been played for Goldey-Beacom. I did not see a flag up for offsides. It is possible I missed it once again as the clock is stopped and the head official is having a word with some Dolphins who were not happy about that sequence. With how far in front Arslan got on that run, it is certainly possible he was offsides, but he was in on goal. His first touch, far too strong. And that strong touch allowed Yassin to get on top of the ball. He did not control it, and it looked like the Dolphins were about to have a chance to take an early 1-0 lead. But a whistle came in after the Lightning goalkeeper failed to secure the ball. Just shy of 7 minutes gone by here in this first half. No score between the Dolphins and Lightning. Looking back at the history between these two teams, they faced off twice, both meetings here in Wilmington, the first in 2021, the second 2 years later, as that soccer ball ends up in the woods. They have a very high fence behind the benches, not high enough to contain that ball. Off a throw, the Dolphins possess in the midfield. Mesrar working toward the center of the pitch, looking up the sideline. He plays Tawaya through. Tawaya on the edge of the attacking third, crosses to the other sideline. But he could not find Asensio Cueva, who takes it away. Asensio Cueva looked to cross, denied. And the Lightning are forced to clear it over the end line for a Dolphins corner. As Asensio Cueva was the intended target on the Tawaya cross, it never got to him. But the Dolphins senior coming up with a strong tackle and a takeaway. Looked across it himself. It was denied. And before he got a chance to try again, the Lightning cleared it over the end line. Mesrar setting up to take this Dolphins corner kick. Arslan had been standing alongside him, but he will jog into the center of the box. Corner kick on the way, straight into the arms of Yassin. Doesn't get much easier than that. No traffic in front of him. And no challenge there for the Lightning goalkeeper. Goldey-Beacom looking to work quickly. They connect on a long pass up the sideline. Ball still working along the touchline, moving into the 18. And he had it knocked away off of his foot for a Dolphins goal kick. So good defensive play there by Atonga to come in and send that one off of Ball, who made a really strong move from the corner, working along the touchline. It did not look like he was going to have any angle to make a scoring chance out of that possession, but he sure did. And a good defensive play by Atonga denies him. Still looking for our first shot in this one. Over 9 minutes gone by here. Lopez clearly offsides, no question about it. He was through, but that one wasn't really close. Free kick for Goldey-Beacom. Free kick played laterally to Jensen. Now up ahead to Nelson. Ogunfadibo had it knocked away, repossessed by Nelson. He's forced back. The Dolphins applying some pressure here. And Yassin gets into that one. Sends it well beyond midfield. There's a collision there and a foul called against Goldey-Beacom. Free kick to be taken by Beaton. Just outside of the midfield circle. It's taken short onto the foot of Mesrar. Right back to Beaton. Now Torres along the near side. Torres, long ball toward the top of the box. It was headed by the Lightning onto the foot of Tawaya. He just got it away, but couldn't connect with Arslan. He was the nearest attacker. Possession taken by Goldey-Beacom. Nelson short pass for Jensen. Jensen sends it up the far side. The wind really sending that one back in the other direction. And the Dolphins take full advantage. Atonga making a move up the sideline is stopped by a good sliding tackle there. Granado coming in and breaking up that attacking play. Dolphins take their throw in short, volleyed in the air by Mesrar, and it ends up on the foot of Bugal with Goldey-Beacom. Headed the other way by Torres. Dolphins continuing to pressure as the Lightning had possession. CSI takes it away again. And Tawaya had it knocked off his foot. Porto coming over to disrupt another Dolphins attack, and CSI will throw. Throw taken toward the edge of the 18. It trickles through everybody, and it's cleared away by Jensen. Straight onto the foot of Beaton in the midfield, headed now by Torres. Headed a second time by the Lightning. Ball now loose right along the midfield stripe and taken by Goldey-Beacom. Nelson across midfield, looking for a lane to pass. Nelson with it back. Being given plenty of room here. Still can't find anybody. Short pass to Ogunfadibo. Cimini all over him. Another strong sliding tackle attempted by Cimini. Advantage being played for the Lightning here following a grab of the shorts. And we'll see if this is going to be a free kick or a throw. I believe the advantage ended. It'll be a throw in for Goldey-Beacom deep in the attacking third. Nelson throws into the box, headed away by Torres. Arslan got a foot on it, could not control. But Amara briefly was able to. And William Lopez was fouled after receiving it from Amara. Free kick Staten Island, just shy of 32 minutes to play in the first half. Free kick ended up with Romero Estacio. Ball sent nearly the full length of the pitch by CSI, but no attacker to be found. The Lightning now coming back the other way across midfield. Quick passing up the far side. And a good defensive play by Tawaya. to cut off any area along that sideline. Good defensive play on the other side by Goldey-Beacom. However, it was sent over the touchline by Brugal. Throw in Staten Island. 31 minutes to play in the half. Whistle comes in. They'll back up the throw. Taken short along the midfield stripe. Mesvar quickly dispossessed. The Lightning once again looking to get to work quickly. May have a chance here. Ogun Fadibo one-on-one. Working into the 18. Now just outside of it along the touchline. Trying to work around his marker. He could not, but the Dolphins send it over the end line. And the Lightning will have their first corner of the match. Dolphins with a corner of their own already. Nothing came of it as they sent it straight into the arms of Yassin. Porto lining up to take this corner. A lot of traffic around Romero Estacio. They are screening him the best they can. Corner on the way toward the back post, headed away by the Dolphins. It rolls over the opposite sideline for a Goldey-Beacom throw. Romero will throw. He's taken a couple of steps back. We'll see how long he looks to send it. It does reach the 18, headed by the Dolphins onto the foot of a Lightning attacker. Shot was blocked in traffic. Magisha with the attempt. And again, Goldey-Beacom will throw, taken quickly. That one sent in front and grabbed just beneath the bar by Romero Estacio. Not sure if a shot was the intent there, but it proved to be a quality shot as Romero Estacio had to pull that one down from just beneath the bar. I think that one certainly gets under if Romero Estacio doesn't stop it. Now Arslan was looking to play Amara through. And Shamini with a dangerous pass. It's loose now. And Magisha couldn't track it down off the rebound. Here comes Ball. And Ball's attempt in front was blocked. That's a really good defensive play by Matthew Beaton, disrupting what appeared to be a shot toward the back post. Sliding attempt getting between that ball and goal, sending it over the end line for another Lightning corner. Goldey-Beacom has really put the pressure on these last couple of minutes. Corner on the way, again toward the back post, headed straight down and over the touchline. Goal kick, Staten Island, with just over 28 minutes to go in the first half. Played short to Beaton. Ball with the Dolphins along the far side. Heavy pressure applied by Porto. Ball intended up the far side for Amara. Didn't reach him. And it appears we're going to have our first substitution of the game. Tawaya out and LaRose in for Staten Island. So Peterson LaRose makes his first appearance for the Dolphins. And immediately the Dolphins concede a throw off a throw of their own. We apologize for that. We had a brief audio outage. Every once in a while, cable can come loose, and we could lose you for a moment, but we're here. Get our levels back to where they were as well, and we should be good to go. You didn't miss much off the Lightning throw. Dolphins sent it over the far side once again, and off this Lightning throw, Goldie looks to work up the far side. They retreat back into the midfield now and look to switch play to the near side. Moving quickly is Nelson into the attacking third, looking for Goldey-Beacom. Couldn't connect with him. Asensio Cueva there. And Asensio Cueva rightfully signals for a handball. Dolphins get the call on a free kick. Just shy of 26 minutes to go in half number one. No score between the Dolphins and Lightning. Ty Torres to take the free kick for Staten Island. He sends it well beyond midfield. Played with the body by Arslan, headed by Cimini. And again, Lopez draws a whistle for foul. And I'd go as far as to say there's no Dolphin more adept at drawing contact and putting himself in position to draw contact than Lopez. Two Dolphins lined up over the ball ahead of this free kick. This one coming from a bit beyond the midway point between the box and midfield. Dolphins gathered right along the top of the box, far side. This free kick from the near side. Mesrar and LaRose set up behind the ball. The official positioning a wall of two for Goldey-Beacom ahead of the free kick. And now they're having a word with the players gathered around the box. LaRose, free kick into the 18, and it skips through traffic before being cleared away by Goldey-Beacom. Clearance didn't get very far. The Dolphins still battling for possession, but the Lightning do control. Bugal up the far sideline for Porto, and Porto could not keep it in along the touchline. The Dolphins will throw. Ball rolling up the far side. Controlled by Goldey-Beacom. Dolphins now trying to get it back. They do. Mesrar with a sliding tackle. May have gotten just enough of it. And a whistle comes in for another Lightning foul. Dolphins will take this free kick from right in front of their own bench along the far side. This free kick toward the top of the box. A lot of gold jerseys in the area. It's headed several times before being knocked down with the body. That was a Tonga. He's now giving chase toward the far side, beaten with it on his foot. Got it to Mesrar quickly. Now a Tonga running out of space. LaRose trapped along the sideline. And it stays in along the touchline. Pass intercepted there by Mesrar. Now beaten. Playing Asensio Cueva into space. And he came together with Nelson. The foul goes against Asensio Cueva. Ball loose in the attacking third, controlled by Goldey-Beacom. And now rolls ahead to Goldey-Beacom. Cimini was right there with him. Lightning now working up the far side, taking their time. Goldey-Beacom had what was the most dangerous sequence of chances a bit earlier in the half. Not much since. And not much before that either. It was about a 5 to 7 minute stretch where the Lightning had the Dolphins on their heels in their own end. Since that time, the Dolphins have controlled possession for the last several minutes. That one headed up the pitch out of their own end by Goldey-Beacom. It's still loose. And finally controlled by the Lightning, but an attempt to play it through the midfield failed, broken up by the Dolphins, and now Torres with it on his foot, directing traffic, finds Cimini. This is beaten. Ball rolling away toward the corner, and the Lightning will let it go. And a foul was called. Lightning player down in the midfield as well. That was Ball, who ended up down. Foul was called against the Dolphins. Possession with Goldey-Beacom. They played it backward off the free kick and now look to work across midfield. And looked like the wind took that ball as well. Dolphins deflected over the near side for a Lightning throw. 19.5 minutes to go here in the first half. No score between Goldey-Beacom and Staten Island. Another whistle, and this time it's a foul against the Dolphins in their own end. And this could be what Goldey-Beacom's looking for to begin applying some more pressure again. The Dolphins, for the last several minutes, have controlled possession, haven't really generated any chances of their own. Their best was immediately followed by a whistle. The shot never came. Ogunfadibo set to take this free kick. His attackers in line with the back post. This free kick coming from the near side. Right at about the midway point between the 18 and midfield. It splits the wall, and off the touch, it ends up over the end line. Well, somehow, Ogunfadibo snuck that between two Dolphins positioned just a few yards away. It split a pair of Dolphins on the wall, ended up in front, but no shot attempt came from it. Throw in by Asensio Cueva for Torres. Sent right back the other way by Goldey-Beacom, and pinballs around before rolling over the near side. The Lightning hope to throw quickly. On the foot of Cimini, he plays it into the midfield. Retreating to get there was Jensen. It ends up with LaRose, who finds Atonga making a run into the attacking third. Atonga has a man in front, and a good defensive play by Jensen breaks up a goal-scoring chance for Amara. Amara had it on his foot in the 18, centered in front of goal. He did not feel Jensen coming. And the Lightning captain makes a big defensive play, has a strong tackle, draws a reaction from the spectators. Muhire in there to take it away from Cimini, and now ball works into the attacking third. Plenty of Dolphins back. Long cross toward the corner. It's kept in. And a sliding attempt there by Porto. May have sent it off a Dolphin. We'll see. And indeed, that was the case. It is a Goldey-Beacom throw in here. So the effort by Porto to send it off a Dolphin keeps possession with his team as the shot is off the outside of the frame. Not much of an angle to shoot there off the throw. It was taken quickly. And a non-threatening chance there for Goldey-Beacom. The Lightning still have all of the shot attempts in this one. Off the goal kick, the Dolphins had sent it up to Beaton, and now it's back with Romero Estacio. Just over 15.5 minutes to go in the first half. Beaton with it now, off the goal kick, up the sideline. Atanga working right in front of the Lightning bench, had it knocked away, and the Dolphins will throw. Short throw to Mesrar. Quick passing for Cimini. And there's a good run. The Dolphins have Alvarado with some space. Retreating just a bit. He was wide of goal there. Did have some real estate. It was closed quickly. Alvarado being forced all the way back into the midfield. Hoping to turn. No lane. Now Beaton. Right back to Alvarado. Mesrar. For Atanga. Quick give and go with Alvarado. And the pass from Atanga for LaRose. Not a bad idea. Just a bit too far in front of Peterson there. And it was grabbed out of the air by Yassin. Ball with Goldey-Beacom. The Dolphins continuing to press. And Yassin is forced to send one across midfield. Headed the other way by Cimini. LaRose, a Dolphin substitute who came in earlier. Wolfgang Alvarado and Brian Paleo also on for CSI. Jos Herden in the game as well for Goldey-Beacom, their lone substitute thus far. Cimini running out of space along the near side. Couldn't connect with Arslan. And now the Lightning have possession in the midfield. Lightning working up the near side. And again, they send it long up the far side, but the Dolphins ready for it this time. We've seen that attempt to switch play from that right center back position up the far side more than once, and the Dolphins were prepared that time. CSI will throw. Alvarado with it on his foot. Back to Beaton. Short pass, a dangerous one. Sent toward the top of the box, cleared away by Torres. Porto surrounded by blue jerseys, and the Dolphins sent it over the touchline for a Lightning throw. Under 13 minutes to go in the half now. Shots favor Goldey-Beacom 2-0. One of those two shots for the Lightning on target. Hoping for another here. Nelson moves into the attacking third, gets into one, but that is not close. Powerful strike by Nelson, but well high and wide. And Romero Estacio will take the short goal kick over to Beaton. That's headed into the midfield. And it ends up on the foot of Ball. Ball for Ogunfadibo. He's moving in toward the 18. Defended closely. Splits a pair of Dolphins. And some contact results in a clearance. He tried to force his way between two markers. Couldn't do it. And the ball ends up skipping all the way down to the other end of the pitch, where Yassin throws it ahead. The Lightning get restarted from their own end. They have it in the midfield. Muhire looking for a passing lane. He's got one, but a poor pass. Finds the foot of Mesrar instead. His pass not a good one either. And the Lightning have it right back in the midfield. Nelson short pass. Ogunfadibo now The pass of his own, found ball. Ball forced to play it back toward Muhire. Yassine, well outside the box. Short pass over to Jensen. Now Muhire up the sideline. Bending ball, a good one, but the first touch wasn't there and the flag was up. A really good ball bent through heavy traffic. Appeared to find its target, but the flag was up for offsides. Dolphin free kick from just beyond the box. LaRose controls beyond the midfield, wanted Alvarado, but pass was intercepted by Nelson. He gives it away to Cimini. Now Palaio has some room in front of him. Palaio for Alvarado, headed away by Nelson. That ball needed just a bit more air to clear Nelson. Cimini into the center of the pitch, couldn't connect with Mesrar. Porto looked to get up field quickly as I think perhaps there was some petitioning for a foul there. Dolphins getting the cleat a bit high perhaps. Goldey-Beacom control just beyond midfield on their own side. They play it back to Yassine. Under 10 minutes to go in the half now. Still no score between the Dolphins and the Lightning. Ogunfadibo working toward the center of the pitch. Trying to power through traffic again. Couldn't do it. But LaRose coughed it up. And a whistle comes in for a foul. Free kick, Staten Island, 9:15 to go in half number one. Dolphins still looking for their first shot. Dolphins work toward the near side, off the free kick out of the midfield. Torres with a dangerous pass. There were 4 gold jerseys between he and Alvarado. And off the turnover, the Dolphins are forced to commit a foul. We wait the free kick. Jensen lined up to take it. And he'll play it back to Yassine. Granato being pursued by Arslan toward the far sideline, circles back. Yassine with Arslan right there, got it away. Dolphins pressing aggressively in this first half. And we saw back, hard to believe it was almost a month ago now, but I'll make that point after this attacking play. Shot toward goal, saved, and the rebound is sent across the goal mouth. Romero Estacio extending to make the save. The rebound was sent straight across the goal mouth. An opportunity goes by the wayside there for Goldey-Beacom. The initial shot by Ball was a good one. We'll get the official scoring on the follow in just a moment. What a chance for Goldey-Beacom with under 7.5 to play here in this first half. And to the point I was about to make, the Dolphins, with their press, we saw them succumb to a similar press against American International in the first road match we covered. They gave it away right in front of their own net, fell behind 1-0, had a man advantage for the last 30 minutes or so, and ended up playing the Yellow Jackets to a 1-1 draw. LaRose had a chance there, but it was taken away by Jensen and cleared toward me. It would take quite the strike to get it up here, but certainly not impossible. And keeping true with tradition at Staten Island, the ball runners get a rousing ovation here too as well. Dolphins will throw with 6 minutes to go. Now, from my perspective, I thought following the save by Romero Estacio, there was a shot attempt on the rebound. It was not scored that way, so perhaps the ball just rebounded across the goal mouth without a shot being attempted, because no shot has been credited. I am rather far from the goal at that end of the pitch. Dolphins attacking right to left from my perspective here in this first half, and I'm about in line with the penalty dot on that side. The Dolphins will be attacking opposite me in the second half. Ball still in the midfield, controlled by Goldey-Beacom with just over 5 minutes to go in the half. That one off the heel. And a good touch there. Gives ball a chance. He plays it back toward the far side. This shot off the bar. What a strike from the corner of the 18. Another chance in front, redirected and blocked. It's still loose. And it's saved by Romero Estacio. He found it, got in there, and made another huge stop. First helped by the bar, and then coming up big with a sliding stop just inside the post. The pressure firmly on the Dolphins here with under 4:30 to go in the first half. Goldey-Beacom with a corner kick up coming. They are taking their time to get set as the clock winds down to 4 minutes. Corner on the way toward the back post, headed away by Beaton. LaRose heads it up the pitch, looking for somewhere to go with it. He sends it ahead. Alvarado there, Jensen with him. And that one is deflected by Villegas as Jensen attempted to clear. Throw in for Goldey-Beacom. And at the same time, a big sigh of relief for the Dolphins, who very nearly fell behind by a goal several times in the last few minutes. On that sequence alone, they nearly fell behind by a goal 3 separate times. First shot that looked to be ticketed for that top shelf in the corner. Rebounded off the bar. It ended up in front. And the ball was loose for about 5 seconds in front of the net as the Dolphins give it away. Chance for a shot here. CSI recovers. Ball will try. And he sends one into the woods behind goal. And there it is again for the Dolphins. A giveaway in a very dangerous position. And it came seemingly out of nowhere. Herndon effectively had the ball passed right to him. And from there, he was able to get it to Ball, who sent his shot well upstairs and out beyond the fence. Under 2.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Goal kick, Staten Island. That travels across midfield, skipping toward the Goldey-Beacom bench. And a whistle came in for a Dolphins foul. Free kick for the Lightning with just over 2 minutes to play in the half. Free kick play back toward Yassin. He sends it into the attacking third. It nearly took a really good bounce for the Lightning, and Mesvar came in to disrupt things. Ball now in the midfield again. Poleo applying the pressure here. Ball still with Goldey-Beacom, and a whistle finally comes in. Dolphins commit the foul. Under 90 seconds to go in the half. Ball on the foot of Jensen. Jensen gets a lot on that one, able to connect with Porto. Porto has some room in front of him here. Working toward the center of the pitch, left-footed shot straight into the arms of Romero Estacio. Dolphins goalkeeper did not have to move to make that save. As the clock reaches 1 minute. 1 minute to go in the first half. No score between the Dolphins and Lightning. Goldey-Beacom has come awfully close on 3 or 4 separate occasions, and that's a bare minimum. As the Dolphins nearly had the takeaway, and the Lightning do keep it in along the near side. They tried to clear it, and instead may have one more chance. Ball racing into the attacking third. Down he goes. And a foul was called with 30 seconds to go. Ball remains down. And they have not yet stopped it. Final 20 seconds. They're setting up for the free kick. Clock's still moving. I did hear a whistle come in. Free kick taken quickly. Granado out of the complex. Into the woods, and that will do it. For half number 1, our score through 45 minutes, 0-0. Dolphins and Lightning failed to put a goal up on the board. Dolphins trailing in shots 9-0. 4 of those 9 Lightning shot attempts on goal. And it was a strong first 45 minutes for the home squad in this one. The Dolphins will look to adjust at the half. They did some good things in that first half, but what they did not result in a shot attempt. They'll hope to change that when we come back from our halftime break. Once again, 0-0 at halftime from Wilmington. Audio will go silent for the next 15 minutes or so, and we come back. Half number 2 here on CSI Sportsnet, this audio-only coverage of the Dolphins and Lightning. Joe Foreman back with you from Wilmington, just about 45 seconds into the second half. We had our audio levels down just a bit, had to adjust those, so we'll start over. I was here when we kicked off, but I don't believe anybody heard me. You will now. No score between the Dolphins and the Lightning. Goldey-Beacom with 9 shots during the first 45 minutes. Of those 9, 4 belong to Matt Porto, 3 of them on target. The Lightning, given their quality of chances, very easily could be leading this game 1-0 or even by multiple goals. Carlos Romero Estacio came up big with his first half saves. The Dolphins registered a huge shot block in front as well during a frantic sequence, which nearly saw Goldey-Beacom go in front 1-0 during the closing minutes of the first half. And regardless of the many chances for the Lightning, the numbers that matter are in the score column, and neither side has registered a goal yet. Dolphins, meanwhile, have not registered a shot yet. So they'll look to change that here in half number 2, and you know they'd prefer to do that sooner instead of later. Currently, Goldey-Beacom had possession, gave it away to the Dolphins in their own end. Dolphins quickly send it across midfield. It's knocked down with the body by Wolfgang Alvarado. It's taken from him by Delgado. Delgado working up the near side into the attacking third. Connects with ball in the box, and the clearance was knocked down not once but twice. Taking it out of his own end is Atonga. He still has it on his foot, puts the brakes on, thought he was grabbed. Play continues. Players from both teams pointing in opposite directions here. And I believe they played a Dolphins advantage. And a foul was indeed called against Goldey-Beacom. So all of the petitioning does result in a call. It goes the Dolphins' way. Free kick Staten Island to be taken by Bader Mesrar. Instead, it became a throw. So initially it appeared the Dolphins had been awarded a free kick. It ends up a throw. And off the throw, Goldey-Beacom quickly has possession right back. Ball wanted Delgado. His pass off the mark. It rolls over the end line, and the Dolphins will have a goal kick. Good idea on the pass there. Delgado had some space. He zigged, and Ball was hoping he would zag. Dolphins again working up the far side. Arslan goes down in the midfield and is whistled for foul. Short free kick taken by Goldey-Beacom, and Villegas nearly came over and took it away. Dangerous moment there for the Lightning. Goldey-Beacom now controls in the attacking third. Muhire had his shot blocked from a long way out. It rebounds onto the foot of Nelson. Nelson lost his footing in the corner. And Arslan found the room to connect with Villegas up the far side. He's fouled, and that's going to draw a yellow card. Jensen didn't like it, but I think that's probably the right decision by the official. Free kick awarded to the Dolphins, just shy of the midfield stripe. Mesrar lined up over the ball once again. Nearly 5 minutes gone by in the second half. We still await the free kick. Mesrar directing traffic. And he's ready to send this one. It travels toward the top of the box. Bounces around there. Atanga had it come down on his foot, but he could not connect with a teammate. Here come the Lightning back the other way. A lot of contact and a foul whistled against Atanga. Free kick taken quickly by Muhire. Delgado wanted ball, and he yanks Atanga down. Free kick, Staten Island, taken quickly by Beaton. Torres working toward the sideline. Asensio Cueva now, short pass over the touchline before it reached Arslan. Throw in Goldey-Beacom, headed by Asensio Cueva, and sent into the attacking third at the other end by Arslan. Yassin playing it toward the near side. Good pressure applied by Benvenuto. Quick passing along the sideline in the Lightning retreat as the Dolphins were closing in. Lightning now working along the midfield stripe. They send it back to Jensen. He plays it up the far side. Nelson with some room. Space closed quickly by Arslan as Nelson circles back. Short pass for Porto. Porto working toward the corner. Asensio Cueva all over him. Quick pass to Nelson, a good one. Played in front where Cimini was waiting. It's cleared away by the Dolphins and controlled by Goldey-Beacom. Lightning send it right back into the box, out of the midfield, bodied by Asensio Cueva and scooped up by Romero Estacio. Romero Estacio punted it through midfield. The Lightning quickly gave it away, and the Dolphins with a chance there. What was effectively a 2-on-1 situation at the front of that attack. Couldn't put the ball on Alvarado. And the Lightning head back in the other direction now. That ball not a good one. Will it be run down? Yes, it will. A lot of extra steam on that pass. Almost awarded the Dolphins a throw. Now it appears one of the Lightning players are wearing a different number today. I would suspect that is Andres Romero, wearing 28 instead of 29 today. Dolphins, meanwhile, throw from midfield along the far side. Asensio Cueva tried to play it to the attacking third. It was headed back in the other direction. And now the Lightning look to get to work here. Ball for Delgado, too far in front of him. I thought perhaps he could have made a run there, didn't. And the Dolphins will throw. They're backing up the throw here. It's taken short and immediately played into the midfield. It lands in no man's land. Villegas got a foot on it, couldn't control, and the Lightning have possession. Quick turn there. Muhire gave it up. And again, the Lightning forced to retreat back. More quick passing, more pressure from the Dolphins. And Yassin will send it beyond midfield. Again, headed right back the other way by the Dolphins. On the foot of Arslan. Couldn't really control it, but did get it to Alvarado. Now Asensio Cueva. Right back to Alvarado. Alvarado from Mesrar. Now Arslan. Beats one marker. Alvarado for Asensio Cueva in the corner. He looks to cross, and it's brought in by Yassin. Two Dolphins there looking for a chance at a header. Denied by the Lightning goalkeeper. Ball sent all the way through the midfield. Torres racing back into his own end, has to clear it. And the Lightning will throw. Throw coming from the far side, deep in the attacking third. They will change throwers here. .35 minutes to go. Still no score between the Dolphins and Lightning. And an attempted cross was deflected by Asensio Cueva. Corner kick for Goldey-Beacom here. And this is where they began to apply pressure in the first half. A sequence that involved a corner and a series of shot attempts. And Dolphins were backed up against the wall for about 45 seconds straight. Couldn't clear it. This corner does find the foot of ball, but he's forced to chase it toward the near side. Torres right there with him. Ball had hoped to turn. Didn't have the room, and a great ball from Torres as he kept it in along the touchline. Alvarado for Arslan. He's going to need some help. Beats a challenge. Working toward the edge of the 18. Moves in. Now working toward the touchline. Tried to cross it. It's blocked. And the Lightning control near the top of the box. Delgado gets it away. And the threat is avoided, at least for now. Once Arslan beat that first challenge, he was able to work toward the touchline. His cross was then blocked. And it took a good Lightning bounce to set up the clearance. Beaten now crosses midfield. It's sent in the air by Villegas. Atanga wanted to play Benvenuto through. His run was a bit late. And it's cleared away again by Goldey-Beacom, headed right back in the other direction by Beaton. Mesrar working in the midfield circle. Plays it up the far side. It bounces onto the head of Arslan. A good ball once again. Arslan with a good first touch as well with the head. Looks to cross. Benvenuto the only Dolphin there. And he was met by Romero, who heads it over the end line for a Dolphins corner. Just the second corner of the match for the Dolphins. The first one came pretty early. They didn't make anything of it. We'll look for a different result here. 32-40 to go in the second half. Still no score between the Dolphins and Lightning. Mesrar to take the corner. It's on the way toward the back post. Headed on goal. It's loose. It's cleared. It was stopped by Yassin. Came to rest just a foot or two away from the goal line. And a quick clearance denied the Dolphins a second chance. Easily the best opportunity of the game for CSI. But they come up empty, and we remain scoreless. That shot the first of the game for the Dolphins as well. Throw in immediately headed over into the Dolphins bench. CSI throws. Asensio Cueva gets it right back from Villegas. And the Dolphins regroup in their own end. Torres up the sideline. Arslan meets it. He has it in the corner. Working against Nelson. Looking for a lane. Looks to shoot now. It's blocked on the way in. Diving. Granado contacted that one with his head. And again, sent it over the touchline for a Dolphins corner. This corner will come from the other side. Arslan shadowing Mesrar here. We'll see if they play it short. They do. Mesrar now sends it in the air. There is nobody there. Did connect with that ball in the fashion he would have liked, but LaRose now is through toward the end line and was dispossessed. Good job there to stay with it. I believe that was Granado. And indeed it was. Dispossessing LaRose. There's a good pass with the heel by Ball. And just not enough room for the Lightning, but the Dolphins do clear it. And another chance for Goldey-Beacom coming up here. Lightning will throw with just over 30 minutes to play. Throw rolls into the corner, and Delgado sent it off of LaRose. So with effectively no room to do anything, Delgado did well just to send that ball off of LaRose. And coming over to take the corner is a player who's not officially been checked into the game yet. That's Sean Dickey, who will take the corner toward the near post, headed away easily by LaRose. Romero heads it straight up in the air. And Alvarado has it on his foot. He's pressured from behind. And it's a takeaway. Muhire dispossessing Alvarado, and the Dolphins get it back. Mesrar for Villegas. He makes a run. Villegas plays it with the body, but could not get in front of Aaron Nelson. A good defensive play there by Nelson in a high-pressure situation. If Villegas beats him and controls that ball, he is one-on-one with the keeper. Dolphins throw along the far side. Alvarado sends one into the box, headed by Villegas and sent out by Yassin. Dolphins finally beginning to generate some chances. And much like we saw early in the first half, they got the better of possession time. But Goldey-Beacom, by a wide margin, getting the better of the chances during the first 45 minutes. The Dolphins beginning to turn that around here in the second half. Corner taken toward the near post. It's still loose in the box. Shot blocked on the way in. Second attempt, scores! Ty Torres with the Dolphins goal has put CSI in front 1-0 with 28:14 remaining. The Dolphins had been knocking at the door for much of this second half, and they finally break through after a first half which saw them outshot 9-0. Torres with his first goal as a Dolphin has put the Dolphins ahead 1-0, just over 28 minutes remaining. And CSI finally has something to show for their second half scoring opportunities. It is a second half lead for CSI as we await kickoff from the Lightning here. Ball standing over it. And the clock begins to run with just over 28 minutes to play. We'll get the official scoring on that sequence in just a moment. It was a shot by Mesrar blocked. Another attempt by Villegas, which was saved. And on the rebound, Ty Torres puts the Dolphins ahead. 1-0. The assist goes to Villegas on the shot that created the rebound. Dolphins have it, beaten. Sends it a long way across midfield toward the far side. Arslan. Dispossessed. But unable to keep it was Ogunfadibo. It falls over the touchline, however, and the Lightning will throw. Shot tally, 9-0 Goldey-Beacom at half. Here in the second half, it is 4-0 Dolphins. 3 of the 4 CSI shots have been on target. And it has been, at least for the first 18 minutes or so, a complete turnaround for the Dolphins from what we saw, especially late in the first half. Dolphins really couldn't do much of anything on the attack late in the first half. Were backed into a corner defensively several times, and they've come out of the intermission with a lot of energy here and have played really well so far in the second half. The Lightning will hope to recapture some of what they generated in half number 1. Goldey-Beacom with it in the midfield. Dickey over to Nelson. Nelson for Ogunfadibo, looking to work past Asensio Cueva, and had it knocked away from him over the touchline. Lightning will throw from right in front of their own bench. Ogunfadibo played the throw with the body, and the Lightning, petitioning for a foul call, will get it. And it will be a free kick for Goldey-Beacom in a dangerous spot here. Not a free kick the Dolphins really needed to concede there. They had 2 defenders over the ball and probably didn't need to foul. But I think the body positioning is what drew the whistle. I think it was Ogunfadibo who drew it, so credit to him for putting himself in a position to draw the contact, and now kicking straight into the sun. It will be Dickey looking to play this one, I would guess, toward the back post. That's where most of his attackers are gathered. And it's headed that way, and a chance on the volley for Mugisha comes up empty. He was right there, and he knows he missed it. He was centered in front of goal, only a few yards away, and just couldn't connect with the attempted volley. It ended up rolling straight through and over the end line. So the Dolphins are awarded a goal kick here. Romero Estacio waving his teammates up the pitch. And he sent it to nobody. Straight over the near side. It didn't travel very far either. So the Lightning throw from beyond midfield. And it is controlled by Peterson LaRose. There was some contact there. Play goes on. Quick throw by the Lightning. And ball now looking for somewhere to go with it. Surrounded by 3 Dolphins. And a foul is whistled against Goldey-Beacom. And Atanga, who has his right leg heavily taped around the hamstring, was holding that part of his leg. And you always hope with a hamstring injury that it hasn't been re-aggravated, because that could be a long time away. Tough enough to play through it. You re-aggravate it, and you could be sidelined for a long while. Good show of sportsmanship here as well. Ball making sure That Atonga is good, stayed with him through the amount of time he spent down on the pitch. And Beaton will take the free kick. Atonga will stay in the game. So despite grabbing at that taped up hamstring, he stays in. The clock was stopped at 23:44. Free kick for the Dolphins here. Free kick sent into the attacking third for CSI. The Lightning under some pressure do get it away. LaRose controls, short pass Chamini. And that one was broken up. Mugisha intercepts. And now the Lightning moving into the attacking third with some speed. And the attempted pass by Muhire couldn't connect. Ball has it top of the 18. Was dispossessed momentarily. And Alvarado comes back to get it. He tripped over the ball. And there was some contact in there, says the head official, as it will be a Dolphins free kick. No protest from the Lightning. Free kick Staten Island to be taken by Mesrar. Once again, most of the Dolphins moving a long way up the pitch. And Mesrar launches one toward the top of the 18. It skips in. Villegas trying to control. Finds Arslan. His shot is saved. For that to turn into a shot so quickly has to please the Dolphins. That did not look like it was going to result in an immediate shot. But sure enough, a good first touch allowed Villegas to find Arslan. Lightning will throw as we've crossed the midway point here in the second half. Just over 22 minutes remaining. Whistle came in ahead of the throw. Romero looked to send it toward midfield. Nothing but blue in the path of that ball. But off a Dolphin header. The Lightning do control it. Bending ball sent into the box, and ball almost hit it in stride. A great attempt there into what was a pretty tight window. Not much room between Romero, Estacio, and Ball at the forefront of that attacking play. And Ball almost had a chance on the volley. Romero, Estacio, decisive, came up and met that ball, denying a goal-scoring chance as he sends it into the midfield. Off a bounce, it lands in the attacking third. Dolphins got a piece. And LaRose tried to shoot it. It was well wide, easily handled by Yassin. Romero up the near side. Looked to bend one around Beaton. And perhaps the cars up here in the lot not as safe as you'd think. That one cleared all the way up the hill. We always tell anyone parking at CSI, do not park behind goal in that first row. I've seen a windshield shattered once before. Not something anybody wants to see again. The Lightning throw. They control in the midfield. Dickey up the far side. His pass intercepted by Asensio Cueva. Alvarado was hoping to redirect for Arslan and tried to play him through. Got nothing on the pass. Easily intercepted by Goldey-Beacom, as they nearly gave it away. Jensen lost his footing. The Dolphins do take it. And flag up, offsides. Arslan and Villegas both making a run. Not sure who was flagged. Had to be Arslan, as he ended up controlling the ball. Both teams looking to send substitutes on. They will have to wait, as the Lightning have been awarded a free kick to be taken by Jensen. Under 20 minutes to go from here in Wilmington. Third road broadcast of the season here on Sportsnet. This is going to become a bit more regular. However, I do not believe we'll be on the road with soccer again until the finale at Damon. It has also come to my attention that the same weekend that the Dolphins visit the Wildcats, the Chiefs are visiting the Bills. I was wondering why the hotels were so expensive. That would explain it. Won't get a chance to call that one, but may have to attend if the Dolphins are still in contention for a playoff spot come the final weekend of the East Coast Conference regular season. Meanwhile, the clock has been stopped at 1939. Romero Estacio was getting his cleat tied. Not easy to do that yourself with the goalkeeping mitts on, so Matt Beaton came in with the assist. Romero Estacio sends one into the midfield. It rolled through everybody and into the arms of Yassin. Ball once again in the midfield. And taken down there was Ogun Fadibo. Ball ended up in the attacking third, but the whistle came beyond midfield. Clock now stopped. Head official stopping as the Dolphins sent it over the free kick location. We resume play inside of 19 minutes to go. Lightning looking for an equalizer. Dolphins hoping to hold on. They're in the midst of a 2-game losing skid. Dolphins haven't won a match since back on September 13th. Looking for their second win. Coming in 1-5-3. The Lightning 2-7. Free kick, Staten Island lands just beyond the 18. Cleared away by Nelson. And the Dolphins will throw from alongside their own bench following a pair of substitutions. Lopez on for CSI. Not as easy for me to eyeball without a number the change for Goldey-Beacom. We'll get that in a minute. I'll need the live stats assist on that one. Dolphins continue to work it up the far side, getting closer and closer to the corner. They throw from just a few yards away from that corner flag. It was Matt Porto into the game for Goldey-Beacom, by the way. Porto and Lopez in. Throw lands in the box. There was some contact there, but not enough to draw a whistle. And the Lightning are on the move up the far side. Ogun Fadibo into the attacking third. Atanga tracks him down. Good move there by Ogun Fadibo to avoid Atanga. And a foul is whistled against Goldey-Beacom. Asensio Cueva in a lot of pain. I won't speculate about where he was hit, but I can imagine it wasn't pleasant. Clock is still running. I think they've just stopped it at 16:39. And I think they're going to give Asensio Cueva as much time as he needs. Hopefully, he's able to stay in. Clearly in a great deal of discomfort. Dolphins will take this free kick from their own end. Torres sends it across midfield, headed back the other way by the Lightning. Ball was the only attacker on the receiving end. I think there was some petitioning for a handball. Meanwhile, the offsides flag was up as the Dolphins look to play it through the midfield, but they'll back Goldey-Beacom up as the clock winds down towards 16 minutes. The Lightning cross midfield. Center of the pitch, Jensen. Strong pass up the far side. Nelson was looking to connect with Mugisha. Couldn't find him. Off a Lightning throw now. Ogun Fadibo, quick turn, hoping to cross. And there's a good strong tackle by Mesrar. Coming in on the slide, he denied a potential cross. And Asensio Cueva is able to clear. It is a very long clearance headed by Jensen, scooped up by Yassin. Lightning reset, just under 15.5 to play. Ball played toward the near side, headed by Atonga over the touchline. Lightning will throw, taken immediately, headed again by Atonga. LaRose sends it right into the midfield. It lands dead center in the circle. It rebounded back to Ty Torres, who sends it through the midfield once again. Jensen's pass for Dickey met with a lot of resistance. Granado got rid of it. Romero being pressured. Now Granado pressured by two Dolphins. He plays it back to Yassin. And Yassin found the foot of Cimini, headed by the Dolphins, but not in a positive direction. Lopez, right at the top of the box, had a chance to head it. Villegas was in the area, but couldn't find him. And now the net is empty, and the Lightning have scored on a Dolphins misplay. I could not believe Romero Astacio came out as far as he did. He vacated the net, and now words are being exchanged, and there was a shove in there as well. A pair of number 6s come together. Beaton and Dickey had words for one another following the goal, but it is a Lightning equalizer that came seemingly out of nowhere. A very quick counter saw Romero Astacio come way too far out. And if he had just stayed where he was, I think he had Torres in good enough position to lend an assist. But instead, the shot is in and the score is tied. Sam Ball scores the Lightning goal and levels things with 14:24 remaining. Initially, I didn't even realize the net was empty. Romero Astacio wasn't really that close to meeting that ball. Just simply a misplay by the Dolphins goalkeeper. And Ball made no mistake on the shot with the net empty. Had to try and get it around one Dolphin, but the window was so large. And I think what makes that one sting even more, outside of the misplay from the goalkeeper, is that the Dolphins, if they just headed it toward goal, may have had a scoring chance of their own forthcoming. Instead, it was immediately sent back the other way by Goldey-Beacom. They wasted no time building the attack, and it was really a one-man show. Ball on the receiving end of the long pass. Romero Astacio came too far out and opened up the angle for Ball to score. There's a bit of an acting job by Beaton and a foul whistled against the Dolphins. Beaton wanted a foul call as he was taken down. He didn't get it. And the Lightning getting right back to work. Drew the whistle and earned a free kick with just over 13 minutes to play. Just a couple of minutes ago, the Dolphins seemed to be in control. They are not in control any longer. Goldey-Beacom putting the pressure on once again. And these last couple of minutes now have looked a lot like that Lightning surge we saw in the first half. Porto lined up to take the free kick. He's just a few yards outside the 18 along the near side. Dolphins set up a wall of 3. Clock continuing to wind, 12.5 to play. Bending ball, back post, headed away by Torres. It lands at the top of the box. William Lopez in there, and he's fouled. And there's Lopez again, drawing that whistle. We've seen it time and time again this year. Dolphins awarded a free kick with just over 12 minutes to play. Ball sent into the midfield. The teams exchanging headers back and forth. That ball, 4 ball, sent away by Torres. And the Lightning will throw with under 12 minutes to play. Throw coming from right along the midfield stripe. Mugisha with it on his foot, had it knocked away. Ball played toward the near side, and Atonga couldn't control it. Another chance for Porto and the Lightning. Porto moving in with a chance to cross, but he gets way too much on it. And a very unorthodox volley by Ball forced the Dolphins into a clearance. Ball with what I would equate to a scissors kick. WWE fans might appreciate that reference, but that's effectively what he did. Barely got a piece, but he did send it toward goal. And that forced the Dolphins into a clearance. Another corner for Goldey-Beacom now. Porto will take it once again. There is a lot of traffic around goal here. LaRose getting a talking to. Maybe a bit too physical in his resistance to the pressure on his goalkeeper. Meanwhile, as this conversation goes on, the clock is still running. About 20 seconds came off, if not more there. 10:35 to go. Corner kick on its way. Dangerous spot. And down goes Romero Estacio. The Dolphins clear it. Chance for a long strike, and Nelson couldn't connect. You could tell he was gearing up to shoot it and just didn't strike it cleanly. Possession does stay with Goldey-Beacom as they work through the midfield. Ogun Fadibo had it knocked away, and Romero Estacio is there waiting. Ten minutes to go from Wilmington. We're all tied up at 1. Off the Dolphins' goal kick, or at least a kick from their goalkeeper. Goldey-Beacom controls, moving into the attacking third. It was chipped in the air. Ogun Fadibo, the intended target. They couldn't find him. Now Romero, working up the near side, dumps it off to Ogun Fadibo. He plays it toward the top of the box. Torres there waiting for the header. Cimini for Lopez. Lopez wanted LaRose, who had room. He looked to make a run up the sideline. And the Dolphins will throw as the Lightning sent it over. LaRose, if he's able to receive that pass, had a lot of room, a lot of green in front of him. Lightning did well to send it over the touchline and neutralize that threat. 9 minutes to play, ball bouncing around the midfield. And the Dolphins have it land right in front of them. Quick first touch by Arslan. He's tripped up and just couldn't keep his footing as he looked to move in on goal again. That's the second or third time that Arslan has had a chance moving in on goal. Does have a shot, but not really from the angle he wanted a bit earlier in the match. The Lightning look to counter now. Ogun Fadibo moves into the box. Puts one toward goal, and he had Mugisha streaking toward the back post. The ball just a bit too far in front of him. And again, the Dolphins have a goal kick coming up here, but the Lightning continue to apply pressure in this second half. No goals scored in half number 1. It has been what I would call a much more dynamic second half. These two teams back and forth, a lot more scoring chances, especially considering the Dolphins didn't have any shots in the first half. Dolphins again applying some pressure. Yassin clears it away. Ogun Fadibo with a really good first touch. He's loose heading for the corner. Met now by a pair of Dolphins as he slows things down, waiting for his teammates to join the attack. Romero looked to cross. That was not a good cross. No air on it. The Dolphins easily clear. Arslan's pass for Villegas easily intercepted. Lightning right back to work with 7:20 to play. Ball for Ogun Fadibo. A really good one along the touchline, but the flag was up for offsides, and I think that rolled over anyway. I think that ball traveled over the end line, but I think Ogun Fadibo saw the flag as well. Officially a free kick for the Dolphins here with 6:50 to play. That one's sent beyond the midfield, headed by Romero. Cimini got a foot on it, but it took a bad bounce in the other direction. The Lightning control. Dolphins continuing to apply some pressure, and Lopez has the takeaway. He has Villegas. Villegas looking for room. He shoots, and it's saved. Yacine there. Villegas had a tough time establishing his footing, did get the shot off. The shot came from a dangerous spot, but not much on it. An easy save for the Lightning goalkeeper with just over 6 minutes remaining. Dolphins again get to work on the attack. Atanga had it knocked away. Bugal cleared it over the sideline. Nicholas Tawaya checking in for the Dolphins here. Cimini to the bench. With under 6 minutes to play now, Dolphins throw. Interesting that Torres is not setting up for the long throw here. Atanga will throw. It's a short throw onto the foot of Peterson LaRose. Right back to Atanga, who looks to cross. It's headed away by the Lightning and cleared into the woods. Very unenviable job to find that ball as the Dolphins throw quickly. And initially I thought the Dolphins might be awarded a corner, but they'll say that one was sent off of a Dolphin. Goal kick, Goldey-Beacom, 5:25 remaining. Shots in the second half favor the Dolphins, 7-2. 5 of the 7 CSI shot attempts on goal. Goldey-Beacom has put one of their 2 shots on goal. However, one of those found the back of the net. Sam Ball with the equalizing goal. It came with about 14.5 minutes to go. Foul whistled against the Lightning. 4:40 remaining. The Dolphins getting set for the free kick. Torres will take it. And even 4:30 on the clock as Torres sends one into the box. It's headed straight up in the air and headed away by the Lightning. Getting a foot on it was Arslan, but couldn't control. Simply too much traffic. Hogan Fadibo kept it away from one Dolphin, could not keep it away from LaRose. 4 minutes to go. Ball on the foot of Romero Estacio, now beaten. Tawaya. Back to Romero Estacio. Ball into the midfield. Headed skyward. And it lands on the foot of Mesrar. His pass broken up by Jensen. Sent in the air by Mugisha. And I think we had a foul called against the Lightning. We did. 3.5 to play. Another free kick for Staten Island. This one sent beyond midfield, headed into the attacking third. Villegas with a no-look attempt over his head. Did find Arslan. Now Asensio Cueva puts it in the air. It lands in the box. Punched away. And I think they whistled a foul on LaRose for his contact with Yacine. Yacine and LaRose came together. It looked like LaRose headed that one out of the hands of Yacine. But instead he was whistled for a foul. Under 3 minutes to play now. The Lightning control in the midfield. Granado. Short pass for Romero. Up the near side, Ogun Fadibo. Right back to Romero. He's looking. Ball well defended by Tawaya. And the Dolphins did touch it last. Has it sent over the near side. 2:20 to go as the Lightning throw in. Tonga kept it away from ball. Now LaRose for Atonga. But Atonga sends it right back to Granato. Jensen was able to get it to the far side. The Dolphins met the pass. Porto able to keep it away. Now Mugisha with some room. Shoots. Stopped by Romero Estacio. There is a rebound. And losing his footing was Muhire. And that one hurts if you're Goldey-Beacom. It was a very long shot that didn't have too much on it. Romero Estacio could not secure it, which allowed we apologize for that. We lost our audio again briefly. Our connector has seen better days, it appears. But we have just over a minute to go. You didn't miss anything. Off the Dolphins' goal kick. The ball was sent over the touchline along the near side. And the Dolphins will throw. 50 seconds to go. Dolphins control it in the midfield. Mesrar for Asensio Cueva, who sends it into the box. Lopez making a run, got a foot on it, but did not put it on target. Yassin came up to get it, but I don't believe the attempt would have been on goal had it made it that far. Yassin came charging forward, never allowed it to get close. Arslan for Villegas in the corner, and the flag is up for offsides. And that may do it. Free kick for Goldey-Beacom with 10 seconds to go. And they play it into the attacking third. LaRose heads it back into the midfield. And time will run out on the Dolphins and Lightning as they play to a draw in a very entertaining non-conference matchup. Goldey-Beacom fell behind 1-0 on the Ty Torres Dolphins goal. Here in the second half, Dolphins were dominated in terms of shot tally during half number one. In half number two, they outshot the Lightning 7-3. They did score first. However, Goldey-Beacom netting the equalizer with just over 14 minutes to play. That 1-1 score would stand as our final. The Dolphins and Lightning play to a draw. For Goldey-Beacom, it is their first draw of the season. They are 2-7-1. The Dolphins with the draw fall to 1-5-4 on the year. Next up for CSI is Senior Day at Dolphin Soccer Park. That match will be played on Saturday, October 18th against Queens College. Up next for the Lightning is a visit, or I should say, a match they will host against the University of Bridgeport, right back here in Wilmington. CACC play resumes for the Lightning on Saturday as well. Just a couple of non-conference games remaining on the schedule for them. Nothing but 4 conference matches remaining for the Dolphins. And next time CSI takes the pitch, we'll have the call for you right here on CSI Sportsnet. You can check out that stream over on Flow College. We thank all of you who have joined us on YouTube for our audio-only stream today. We hope you followed along with video on the CACC network as well by scanning the QR code on your screen. But until Wednesday at Dolphin Soccer Park, when women's soccer returns to action, this has been Joe Foreman on the call. Once again, our final score, the Lightning won and the Dolphins won. Everyone, thanks for listening and enjoy the rest